Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Many of you know that Felicia and I were in Israel last week with 45 BJ members. Many of them are here tonight, have returned. Others have remained for a few more days. Felicia is still there for another few days as well. It was a very meaningful trip. It was intense. It was heartbreaking. It was hopeful, and everything at the same time in this very complicated time. And while we were there, we heard the extraordinary news of the location of the body of the last hostage, Ran Gvili, and of his return home to be buried in Israel after 843 days of captivity. It was extraordinary news. And then, while we were there, we also learned about what was happening and continues to happen in Minneapolis. We saw the disturbing, widely reported images and video of masked federal agents deployed in Minneapolis, dressed and equipped as if headed into combat, rampaging through the streets, intimidating, tear gassing, and assaulting people, detaining them arbitrarily and sowing fear and terror among ordinary residents. We saw them shoot at close range and kill a wonderful man, Alex Preddy, who had come to someone else's aid, only to have our government label him as a domestic terrorist, even after the killing of Rene Good. The Torah tells us in this week's Parashat Beshalach that after the Israelites leave Egypt, Pharaoh had a change of heart. "What is this we have done?" he said, "releasing Israel from our service." He ordered his chariot and took his force with him. He took 600 of his picked chariots and the rest of the chariots of Egypt, with officers in all of them. God stiffened the heart of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and he gave chase to the Israelites. As the Israelites were departing defiantly, the Egyptians gave chase to them, and all the chariot horses of Pharaoh, his riders and his warriors, overtook them and camped by the sea, near Pi Hachirot, before Baal Zephon. Can you imagine the terror of these refugees, ordinary people, unarmed, having walked after their departure from Egypt, men, women, children, elderly people, disabled people, facing Pharaoh's powerful army, the sea in front of them, the army behind them? Can you imagine the fear? As Pharaoh drew near, the Israelites caught sight of the Egyptians, the Torah tells us, advancing upon them. Greatly frightened, the Israelites cried out to God. Yes, there was fear and terror, but God rescued them, and they crossed the sea to safety. The Torah tells us when Israel saw the wondrous power that God had wielded against the Egyptians, the people feared God. They had faith in God and in Moshe, God's servant. Then Moshe and the Israelites sang this song to God. And then comes the beautiful Shirat Hayam, which we will hear tomorrow morning. They saw, they feared, they had faith, and then they sang. We all see what is unfolding in the streets of Minneapolis. People are afraid, and many of us are afraid too. At the same time, a powerful and uplifting faith has emerged. The people of Minnesota, armed with whistles and cell phones, are showing the entire country and the whole world what humanity looks like in the face of hatred, fear, and dehumanization. Thousands upon thousands of people have built extraordinary community. delivering meals to neighbors afraid to leave their homes amid ICE agents, accompanying people to doctor's appointments. I even heard of doulas coming to the home of women who are about to deliver a child, walking children to school, doing everything they can to stand in solidarity and protect one another in the face of this violent attack. This is faith in action. The Israelites, they saw, they feared, they had faith, and then they sang. This is faith in action. I trust that when this is over, we will have witnessed in this moment in which America is being degraded, what courage and humanity look like, what America can look like. We will know who we want to be as a nation and who we do not want to be. And once we know, we will sing. Ariel Rosenberg was a fellow here at BJ Rabbinic Fellow from 2015 to 2017. She was ordained, and then she made her way to Minneapolis. And now she's at the forefront of the protest, and she's leading with her fellow clergymen and women the resistance to this assault on Minneapolis. I and many of us who know Ariel are extremely proud of her wisdom and her courage, which she is displaying now in this moment. And I want to share a prayer that she wrote just a couple of days ago. Holy One, known by many names, felt in breath and courage, heard in the cry for justice, be with us in this moment of becoming. I lift up the names of 3 neighbors. Victor Manuel Diaz, abducted from his workplace on January 6th, who died in ICE custody in Texas on January 14th. Renee Macklin Good, queer poet, wife, parent, murdered in South Minneapolis by ICE on January 7th while observing an abduction in her neighborhood. Alex Jeffrey Preddy, intensive care nurse, nature enthusiast, murdered in South Minneapolis by ICE on January 24th while attempting to protect neighbors. May their memories be a blessing. May their families be comforted. Here's what I know. Beneath this paramilitary invasion of our community, something new is growing. A civil society beneath this dangerous crust of ICE. Underground healthcare because ICE is in the hospitals. Hybrid schooling because ICE abducts parents, teachers, students. Food distribution because ICE patrols our neighborhood stores. Neighbors bringing breast milk to babies whose mothers have been abducted. The scale and stakes of what we now create for one another are immense, impossible, and urgent, and then they confirm what we've always known. We need each other, and together we are irrepressible. Holy One, in this time of rupture and change, we know we need more creativity, more experimentation, new courage, new alliances, new possibilities. So let us imagine, what songs will we sing when our breath is no longer being used to blow whistles on our street corners? What joy-filled celebrations will we throw? The most epic of block parties when we can all leave our houses without fear. What healing will our doctors offer? What wisdom will our teachers teach? What clarity will our children hold about the ways that we all belong to one another? What we will create together when we are no longer fighting this culture of death. Let us imagine using all these beautiful skills, all this powerful mutual aid, all this fearless organizing in a world without ICE. To begin, we know this much. ICE must leave Minnesota. ICE must leave our communities in peace. We must do everything in our power to make it so. Holy One, make us a people who say yes and yes and yes to one another. Yes to widening the circle. Yes to shared responsibility. Yes to courage bigger than fear. This moment will take all of us. This is Ariel's prayer, and I and we say, Amen.